Hello, and welcome to part 2.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
If a bottle of poison Byakuya just showed us, I'm sure I know where he got it. It was on the same shelf as the supplements, I'm positive. Section A.
The poison
Why couldn't they put A, B, and C? Why'd they put A, B, C, B, man?
You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison into her lips, and
Master!
we were so shocked. Oh, I get it. As to what we were seeing, and we all could do it is stand there and watch. And but as if it were the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was as calm as ever.
That tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I
It's
see
a
that
protein
bottle
shake.
for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Koto's so oblivious, man. Kyoko took the bottle from Byakuya and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger. She touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
It was switched out. The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder. Which would only mean, conversely, the poison must have been in it. Could it be? Yes, the little, thingy. Oh god, what's this called? Uh-oh. Protein. Okay, so I know it's protein, so R. T. E, right? N. Okay. Drink. Oh. Okay, yeah, it would be. Okay, I thought I got it wrong.
Now
Protein
I
drink.
understand.
Oh, yeah.
Poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Something else? Something at the scene? Full of water. Protein drink. I don't think somebody gave it to her, though. I think she took it herself.
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
No? I do remember Ogre saying the protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
It has to be the footprints. It's all the way at the bottom, right? Footprints in the powder.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, The footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me. The footprints. They're mine.
Wait.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway,
No,
I'd rather you
no.
hear it straight from me, you know?
Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected.
No,
Footprints were made by
no,
a pair of
no,
sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people
no.
here who wear sneakers...
No. Sneakers.
I got it!
No.
That explains why you...
No! Must be Makoto, it's yours. No.
If the
No.
footprints didn't belong to
no.
Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Game.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink, but when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then...
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent.
Okay,
Defeating them.
Kyoko. No, you're right. You wouldn't do
Not
this.
a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
well... that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
So he didn't do
Surely
it.
you're not- Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
That was... I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't
Hina.
notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail?
What is Hina trying
Tell
to do?
us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
But if that's true, isn't that a little strange?
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being
Big
awfully
Mac.
pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
How long? Until we figure it out. Shall I uncover the full truth of this case? I'm so glad that Hina is not the killer, unless Hina is the killer, and then I'm done with this game. I'm done, okay?
First I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A.
Damn it.
Shoot!
Yeah.
First I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the... And you spilled some of the... Yeah. Okay, and I moved from Section C, and that's where I switched the powders. Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in Section A. Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate this?
Footprints in the powder? Yeah, okay. Where are the footprints and where are the direction they're facing? Those clear facts do not contradict what Hina just told us. Yeah,
First
okay.
I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the... And you spilled some of the... Yeah. When I grabbed...
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C.
There we go.
No, it's wrong!
Hina, why are you trying... Why, man?
You
Why?
said you went to get the poison from Section C. And that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well...
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Well...
What the hell? What's going on here?
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account. Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
A piece of
It had
glass?
sunk to the bottom of the bottle. And the hidden
What?
clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then. Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Huh? Me?
If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
Wait, so how did light blue glass here found in the bottle poison? I think remember, I broke something this same shade of blue. The rec room window.
I got it! It's
I'm so
part of the window
confused.
from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
But where was it? Where was it? The bottle of the poison should have been when I broke the rec room window. Rahina said,
I got it! The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was
Byakuya?
locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here. It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Byakuya.
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Because the glass is it was under the on top of the
How can you
glass.
say that? How can you know what I don't know?
Because there's evidence. There's proof that someone brought the protein can to the after it was opened. Oh my god, was it Byakuya? Oh my god, I love this game. Explosive powder, empty protein drink. No, I don't think it's any of that.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it
It's just a maybe.
absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No, that's impossible.
God dang it.
It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
Okay. So if
When
I
it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the
I-
locked room was unlocked,
do that,
it absolutely wasn't.
So you're someone planted?
No. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be.
It was in there before
God
the
damn
rec
it.
room was unlocked.
okay. Okay, I'm gonna read what Makoto said this
When
time.
it comes to
God
that
dang it.
protein,
There's not a doubt until, though, it absolute.
So you're someone planted?
No.
It had to have been. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
When the locked room was unlocked, in other words, when I broke the window, if I can concentrate on that, right?
when it comes to that protein can, There's not a doubt in my
So it
mind.
has to be this.
Until the locked room was unlocked. It absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying
Someone planted.
No. It had to have been in. It had to be. It was in there before.
Okay, what if I do
the rec
this
room
and then
was
shoot it at
unlocked.
Kyoko's? Okay, I don't think this is right, but I'm just trying stuff now.
There's not a doubt
Until the locked room was unlocked.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Sorry, Kyoko. Sorry, don't hate me. We're still gonna love
When
each
it
other.
comes to that protein can,
There's not a doubt until, though, it absolutely...
So you're someone planted.
No. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there.
Oh hey, yeah, I did it.
It's wrong.
Byakuya is being a suspicious little boy, man.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it,
if that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing.
So
we need
Sakura
to
killed
establish
herself.
who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
it was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
When you got the poison from the chem lab and brought it back to the rec room, it had to have been Sakura?
God!
That's what I was thinking at
It
first.
was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
Hina. No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. Kyoko already showed me the evidence I need. I had to hit Hina with it. I have to make her accept it. Oh, it's another one of these things? Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. I don't know what it is, though. Hina, I don't want to
You're
do
a
this.
liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you!
Hina, don't say that. I love ya.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you!
Oh, I did it.
Do you
Yellow
have
powder.
any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
Yeah, I do.
This should prove it.
Yellow powder. Oh, the yellow powder on her foot. I forgot about that. Okay, Hina, I'm sorry. I don't want to do that. I love you. Don't hate me.
Hina,
Why is she trying
did
to hide
you
it,
know
though?
that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It's Byakuya wasn't the killer. He was just surprised he didn't find it out. Okay.
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
Hina.
No, you didn't kill her.
The one that killed Sakura. The connection between Sakura and the poison. This is why you can choose the dead people. Because Sakura killed herself. Hi. How you doing? Sakura.
Here's my answer.
Ah, I called it.
The one
In
who
like the
killed
middle of this
Sakura
fight.
was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Yes.
So you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it, all so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because of course.
I got it!
Ha!
The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door because you already knew Sakura was dead, and because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were. You said you were going to go get everyone else, but your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
But why?
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room, while everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! No, 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 no! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is! Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
With a closing argument. Okay, Sakura left that by his door. Okay, and Byakuya. Right? Yeah, so then Toko came in. Ugh, I'm bad at these. Is that her hiding in the locker? Then Hiro came in, saw the bottles, and then Hiro, I'm sorry about this, I'm bad at these. Okay, so I don't think that Monokuma one right there has anything to do with anything. No, I don't think that goes anywhere. Okay, so then it'd be this one. No, wait. No, it'd be the horsey. And then wrote Toko. Toko saw that. What else? Oh wait. Yeah, Toko came out of the locker. Or is that her in the locker? Go into the locker. Okay, I'm gonna try it, and if that doesn't work, then I know what it is. Put you right there. Woke up, and then tried to help Toko, and then grabbed the bottle, smashed it over her head, cleaned it up, and then Sakura pulled the kimchi from her bag, drank it, right? Wait, no. No, then it'd be this one. Yeah, and then okay, so this is Hina. Saw the bottle. Put it in her bag. The only other one this one could be is that, right? Let's try it.
Is you! This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya.
Oh, she's gonna make things right,
One of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toka, she got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Ugh. So this one has to be this one, and this one has to be not that one. This one. So then this one is that one.
Here's exactly what happened.
I did not put that. I'm sorry. That was my own stupidity. Damn it.
But
okay.
One of them got there one step ahead. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toka. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others.
Yeah.
But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura, and she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head, assuming Sakura really was dead this time. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed suicide.
What? Okay, so I just have to switch those 2 around then, right? Let's hope for the best.
Here's exactly what happened.
Come on, this is the last one. There we go.
And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground.
Oh, if I didn't get that one right, I would've been so pissed off, cause...
And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort
was Hina.
Was you, Hina.
Wow. Huh.
That's the full truth of the case.
Don't cry.
Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But, Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Ah, Kyoko. Yes, ended up be your boyfriend, huh? Ugh. I should really stop doing that, huh? I think okay, I had an average of a B score. Oh, average of an A score, actually. Oh, okay. Average of a B score. Yeah, still got a bunch of medals, though.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. Yet maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote.
Where even are these levers? I don't see them.
So, who will be chosen as the blackened?
Oh, the dead one.
Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
It's Sakura. Oops. Okay. Who would think of something like this? Seriously.
Okay.
Who would think of something that? Okay, whoever, I don't know who created this game, but whoever did it is a freaking genius. Because who would think of all that? Okay, this must have been like a team effort or something. But to come up with all that idea, oh my god. Yeah, that's right. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
My entire...
Okay, we're done here.
What did you
So that's
say?
the whole truth, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why did you try to cover up up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us.
What are you thinking?
And yet why did you do that?
Don't be mean!
Yeah, we almost died there.
What is this?
Because that's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why
You should have been
I
the
couldn't
one
let
to
her be the
die.
only one that died.
What?
You don't mean you were gonna take us all with you. We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all had to pay for our crimes. For serious? That's...
What is this?
You still don't understand? Then let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just wanting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed off out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness!
You tried to protect me, but because of me,
I can't forgive
my closest friend got hurt. Sakura, because of me, my friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Oh. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault, which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked me to meet with them. You asked me to meet with those three? You can't. Don't you know how dangerous that is? Don't worry. I just want to talk to them.
But...
Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even you. Please, don't think of me like that. Think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
They're friends.
Sakura. She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood. She was a friend to us, all of us. And yet...
Why?
And yet... You trampled all over her feelings, and then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her. Do you have any idea how desperate she was, seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
Why?
That's how far you pushed her. Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina.
You came. Wait right here, I'll help you out.
Hina.
Huh?
Huh? I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
A favor?
Some
I'd like
protein.
some protein. Could I ask you to? Yeah, you got it. Just hang on. I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. Oh. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she'd asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. And that's when I realized. I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shelf, Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But by the time I got there, I was already too late. Sakura!
Please!
Let me in. Please open the door.
Why? Why?
Why did she have to die? Oh, my heart is hurting. She had weaknesses, just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness. That's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. I tried to protect her, and I suffered for it. And that just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. Hina, we killed her, all of us. Wow. We pushed her into a corner, and we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. That's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. But even that found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I couldn't even face her after I could never face her after this.
Hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt right when you're about to deliver your final tearjerker, but
Hey!
it's just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
What did you say? Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her suicide note meant.
What are you saying?
Of course I knew what she was thinking, cause her and me...
In other words...
Well, what I'm really trying to say is...
Yes, indeed!
Don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really like this?
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course!
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
A suicide note, Sakura's suicide note. What? But Hina already... Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby. This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put it in her room. What? Then you lied to me.
Unbelievable.
Oh, don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit.
Well now.
I can't help it if you totally took my little scribble at face value. I didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. You filthy little... I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? The case played out between you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around. Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process. Okay, and scene. Cut.
And?
So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice.
Hey!
But haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place?
But hold on.
And isn't it just so unfortunate killing yourself is just so final, you know? So you can never hear the rest of their story. That the truth is lost in darkness. Gives me the willies.
Enough already.
Could you get on with it, please?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Jeez, how about talk about a buzzkill? All right, here we go. Ahem. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. I'm trying to fix my blanket. I'm sorry. This is my final wish. My final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in the strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
See, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch. So even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reach another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
I'm sure the fandom ships them hard, don't they? Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying to so desperately to stay alive. I saw the weakness to my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
That's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic, or just moronic.
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
Well, I was yawning, I'm sorry. I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me, which is exactly what the mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion and disharmony. The mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get the situation under control. And to fulfill that obligation, I decided to do as the mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the sources of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my own life. Oh, Sakura.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
Oh. I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
Then Sakura didn't feel concerned. She didn't die hating us.
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting, to protect us.
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much, so no normal person could do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really, truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the plan that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please to talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully then they'll see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible.
I'm actually about to cry. This is so sad.
Whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
Oh gosh, she can be the next one to die now.
But...
This is... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close and still...
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all her meddling was like totally pointless. She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one.
Too bad.
She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead. She deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean next victim? Nobody here blames anyone.
Huh?
First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Because she made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together.
You know?
Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred.
Well?
I don't blame her. I can't blame her. And nobody can blame Hina either. Bwaha. Whether or not there was a spy, it never really mattered. Because the one we need to destroy is you, nobody else. What the heck? That's not how it's supposed to go. But anyway, are you sure about that? The killing game is a competition between all of you, remember?
Hey!
Your enemy is each other. He's absolutely right about that. Ah, lovely Byakuya, you understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I am bowing out of the game.
Natural.
Sakura and Hina, but we're both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fear for this game.
Don't make me repeat.
There's no point in participating in a game which has lost the sad sense of excitement. Which is why I will no longer be participating in it.
What?
But what's going on here? Now I have one thing to look forward to.
It's all clear.
And that is to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me. But Byakuya, does this mean... Don't misunderstand. I have been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism, if that's what you're thinking. Wherever Master goes, I go, and if the mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire. Everyone.
Hey,
Well, now can you say that Sakura's death has no meaning? How boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one to having all the fun time.
What the heck?
The fun time? This video's gone on for so long. Ugh. Okay. I'm sorry. I gotta continue. I love this game. Okay, if this video ends abruptly without me saying an outro, then I'm sorry. Anyway, let's forget about that good for nothing backstabber and get back on track.
You want me to punish
It's
you
a moment
guys?
you've been all waiting for. Punishment time.
What?
Wait, but Sakura was technically the killer, right? And she's dead. You're not gonna. Is it me?
Wrong.
Oh heaven no! Just because the blackened is dead doesn't mean I can just summon whatever old student I want. Didn't I tell you? I'm very particular about the bear times 1 rule.
Listen up.
I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste.
Yahoo!
So for my special punishment, I've prepared a special guest. A special guest?
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
What? No! 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 No, no, no. Oh my god, no! I forgot about Alter Ego! Okay, I have to end this episode here. Oh my god! No!